Welcome to The Greater Journey. I'm your host, Gregory Rutledge, author of From Waiter to Greater and creator of the Greater Framework. On this show, we don't just celebrate the highlight reel, we dive into the trenches, the doubts, the detours, the lessons, and the breakthroughs that shape who we become. Each conversation follows the Greater Framework. If you want to know what that is, grab a copy of From Waiter to Greater. It'll tell you all about it. My goal is to uncover those moments that made my guests greater so you can find the courage to step boldly into your own journey. Let's jump in. Today, we have Judaea Morris, who is an entrepreneur. She is a marketing consultant at her own company called BIBE Media Group. That's B-I-B-E, because it's a BIBE, baby. She is also the author of Rooted in Resilience. And that is exactly what we're getting into, is the last R in the Greater Framework, which is resilience in the face of setbacks. And let me tell you, there have been setbacks on this journey, have there not, Dia?
Oh, yeah.
So tell us about this. Why Rooted in Resilience? Why marketing? Why BIBE Media Group? What's the story behind it?
Ooh, so much. Like, that's a huge story to pack into this little soundbite, but I'm gonna try my best.
Mm,
So, just started off with Rooted in Resilience, right? That's my book, Amazon bestseller.
mm,
That came from me telling my story of how I rebuilt my life after going through um, a period of domestic violence and divorce,
mm.
and then ended up pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Um, through all of that, right? And so how I started my life right now being a pregnant single mother of two, and literally how I went from that to becoming a wife again, right, to an amazing husband and becoming a homeowner and making six figures, right? And so that's where the rooted and resilience come from. Is
Mm,
literally a guide to rebuilding your life after the storm. And so
mm,
that's what that is. And through that, my entrepreneurial journey also flourished as well, and starting this company in the pandemic. I had a couple name changes here and there. And we landed on BIBE, which stands for Big Impact and Bigger Experience. And just through the experiences that we put together and events we've curated, I know you didn't know what it stood for.
I had no
Right?
idea. Big impact, bigger experiences. Now it
Yeah,
doesn't just resonate as something cool to say, it really means
yeah,
something. That's so cool.
yeah,
Okay, go on.
yeah.
Sorry. That I was excited.
Yeah,
My
no, it's
face could
fine.
not hide
I know. I see that on your face. Like, wait a minute, it has another.
that. It's deeper.
Yeah, so like that's how we ended up here, right? And I'm
Wow.
I'm at that place now where just resilience has truly kept me even through the rebranding, which is around the period where we met, where I was
Mm,
kind of rebranding. I was building Vibe up, coming from a partnership that didn't go the way that I thought it would, and I pretty much
mm,
had lost everything because I just deleted like all of my old business stuff, and I had to
mm.
start all over from scratch. At about my 4 year mark in business, and Vibe has just taken off. Like, it has just been
Wow.
amazing. I wrote the book and then launched my business with the launch of the book and kind of coupled it as well last December.
Mm.
So we launched the rebrand, launched the book. We hit the Amazon bestseller in 24 hours. And my business has been doing amazing. And I'm now a full-time entrepreneur in my fifth year. So it's just been a true testimony to being resilient and sticking through it.
Wow. Listen, I'm in my first year of business, fourth year of playing business, right? And nobody warned me
Yeah.
about entrepreneurship is
Ooh.
self development in disguise. And there is no way around becoming the person that can do the
Yeah.
thing. Like, you
Mm.
can't, there's a lot of things you can do in corporate or in a blue collar job to kind of
Yeah.
slide under the radar and get that paycheck. But when
Oh
you could
man.
become an entrepreneur, there's nowhere to hide from yourself.
Nope.
So tell us about some of the in the beginning. This is the thing I want people to know. A lot of people want to become an entrepreneur because it looks great to scale this seven-figure brand and make six figures a
Yeah.
month, but they don't know the grit that goes into that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that journey.
Mm. So when I started my company, it was in the pandemic. well, when I started this company, I've had multiple failed businesses. I feel like
Mm.
every entrepreneur kind of has in a way. Like if you really dig deep, we've all kind of started something, even if we didn't really know it was entrepreneurship, right?
Yeah.
So when I started this business, it was in the pandemic. I was pregnant with my third baby, and I was working for social service $17, I think, and like 50 cents an hour. I
Wow.
got COVID while I was pregnant, and my job was
Wow.
like, "Oh, well, you're home, you can't get anybody sick." And they didn't give me any sick leave. I literally was coughing on the phone with clients, and I was like, "This just can't be life." Right? Call the doctor, tell them,
Wow.
"Hey, I have COVID. I'm pregnant." They're like, "Oh, okay, well, call us if something happens." I'm like, "But people are dying, and I don't know what this is going to do to me. I don't know what this is going to do to my baby." And there was nobody to
Wow.
guide me through that situation. And so I decided in that moment to just kind of take life into my own hands. And I'm like, I'm telling my husband, okay, we have this baby coming. We were living with my husband's father, my father in love at the time, because we
Mm.
wanted to buy a house, and the house was being built from the ground up. And so we were
Mm.
living with my father in law, going through the process. I think at that point we had just gotten pre approved
Mm.
for a house at that point in March. Um, but we didn't really know like what was going to happen. We started the process in November. We got pre-approved for the house, I think, in March. So I hadn't had a home yet, right? Like this was just
Mm.
something I wanted, right? We wanted a home. We were living with him. So I was in this tiny room with my husband where we had packed our two-bedroom apartment into like two, three rooms in my father-in-law's house. And I went out and well, actually I went online and bought a printer. I think I bought it on Amazon,
Wow.
and it was like $99. Had it sent to my house. I put it at the foot of my bed, and I was like, okay, I print labels for I have been printing labels for myself. I had a little business I was trying to do called the Beat Cloth, where I was making a makeup product that protects the women's vanities while they were doing makeup, so you don't have to keep cleaning
Mm.
your vanity.
Okay.
And as I was doing that, I realized I need patents, I need production, right? And I was
Mm.
like, I don't have that kind of money. So
Mm.
that business kind of halted because I was getting other makeup products to sell on the side of that, and it was coming from China. And when COVID hit, all my products
Mm.
got held up in customs.
Wow.
So all I knew was, okay, I've been printing my own labels and thank you cards. And I'm like, okay, I need to fill a need. If I'm going to
Mm.
have a business and have a new offer, I need to do something that a lot of people need. What do a lot of people need? And I thought, well, a lot of businesses need printing materials.
Mm-hmm.
They also need labels. They also need thank you cards. So maybe I could just offer that service for them. And I went online and said, hey, who needs business cards? Who needs thank you cards? Who needs labels? And so many people were starting businesses in a pandemic. It was just like my inbox got flooded.
Wow.
And so I started making labels and business cards. I was making them myself at home with my little $100 printer. They were not amazing, right? But love was
Right.
in those, right? I still have some clients that were with me when I was shooting in the gym, is what I say back
Ah.
then. And I love them to death because I know those business cards were not it. Okay, you couldn't spill a drop of water on those cards, and they was gonna bleed, but they stuck
Oh
with me.
no.
And so that's how
Listen.
we got started, and it just went from there.
Wow.
I got connected with a lady who I love. Shout out to Jasmine, Skin by Jasmine. She had a beauty business she was starting, and I did her labels, and she shouted me out on Facebook, and I got like 45 orders from that one shout out, and the business just kind of went from there.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
incredible. Listen,
Yeah.
what I'm hearing in this is you didn't start the business from your heart and take it out there like, hey guys, I do this thing. You started a bunch of different businesses
Yeah.
from like necessity, and the
Yes.
one that stuck was the one that solved the problem in the market that
Yes.
needed to be solved. There was a gap in the market and you found it and you filled it.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh, I love the way you just pieced that. Oh my God, that just healed something in me.
Hmm.
Wow.
It's healing something in me too, because like as I do these episodes, I'm learning more about myself, about
Yeah.
business in general, and about what it really takes. Because you
Yeah.
can follow the Alex Hermosis and the Myron Goldens and the, all of those influencers that are already there, but they forgot what it was like in the beginning. They forgot
Mm,
about that doubt, that imposter syndrome, that
Yeah.
is my life is literally falling apart. And we were talking
Yes.
just before this about how many people you lose when you level up in
Ooh.
this way. Can you talk to us about what it was like to transition from employee, from, you know, just little old Dia from the way, right, in the gym shooting, to now I'm a business owner, now I'm an author. What was that transition like for you?
Wow. Um, it was insane because I was in a period of my life where I was definitely living lukewarm, right? And so
Mm,
to all my believers, you know what I'm talking about, but you may not know, right? Because you could also be in that same place in your life where
mm,
I knew who God was, right? I knew how to repent every night before I went to bed, right?
mm,
But I was still living a life in sin and just thinking, oh, I'm a repent, right? I'll be good tomorrow. It was doing the same thing. And
wow.
I went through a period where I just wanted more in life, and God showed me like He really had to get me alone and show me that like true repentance is changing. It's not just
Mm,
saying, Lord, forgive me, it's changing, right?
mm,
And so when He opened up my eyes and I said, okay, God, I gotta change. And I'm like, I'm not sure if the friends that I have around me are really for me. And I said, Lord, show me if I got snakes in my grass. You got to be careful with that prayer right there. You got to be careful.
wow.
I said, God, show me who I need to get rid of. And God said, I'm talking about immediately. You know how you praying and you be like, okay, I'm waiting. Immediately, God said, everybody. You got to cut everybody off. Nobody can stay. And I'm
Wow.
like, my eyes open. Wait a minute, God, hold on. Because you was like, you was very
Mm,
present for that prayer for some reason. And like very present. Like he was like, I've been waiting on you. And it was one friend I
wow.
held on to, and he literally ripped her out of my arms. And
Wow.
so yeah, like I lost everybody in the process. And I remember some of my friends telling me my business name was stupid and different stuff like that. And I went through issues with a couple of my friends over my business and them just not being supportive of me at all. Where I was like really thinking like, yo, because we party together, right? We was drinking
Mm,
together. So when
mm,
I started a business, I'm like, I get to do this with my people. Well, no, silly me. No, I didn't, unless it was a chance for them to smile in front of the cameras and be glorified, right? But they didn't know
mm-hmm,
work behind the scenes. They wasn't with me when I got my first commercial space and I was painting and I was cleaning up cobwebs and I was sweeping the floor and building stuff for my shop pregnant, right? Or just had my
mm,
baby. They wasn't there, right? Before the grand openings, they were there. And so yeah, I lost everybody. I have friends that would stay the night at my house and not leave. Like I would have to like be like, when y'all going home?
mm.
And so we were like those kind of friends. Like we were
Yeah.
so tight to go from that to
Wow.
waking up in the home and it's just you and your family there. You don't have anybody to call when you want to hang out. You don't have anybody to call when you're feeling low. Um, it was really hard and it was something that I struggled with because I was like, God, I'm cleaning my life up. I'm finally living a life I would feel like would be, pleasing to you. But why am I
Mm,
alone? You know what I'm saying? Like, why
yeah.
am I alone now that I'm doing the right thing? But when I was doing the wrong thing, I had people all around me.
Because the road to
Come on.
the road to, oh, what am I trying to say? The road of righteousness is narrow.
Yes, it's
The road
narrow.
that leads to destruction is wide.
Man,
Listen, the word is not a liar.
it's not.
It will tell you exactly what you're about to face. And if you're not reading the word and really digesting what it's saying,
Yeah.
when you go back on that word and you see it again, it's like, oh, that's what he meant, right?
That's yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
eye
so
opening.
real. So
Yeah.
real. Man, thank you for sharing that. So
Yeah.
from you said shooting in the gym, and I'm just thinking of that Stay Scheming song with Drake and Rick Ross and Tony, whatever. Uh you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. That's That's exact. It just keeps playing in my head every time you're
I
talking
don't even
about
remember
this.
where it came from. I just remember it went viral.
I didn't even see the viral part of it. I just remember hearing the song. There was a period of time where I just was not on the internet. I just I wasn't keeping up
Mm.
with pop culture or anything, music. There's albums I'm still finding out that exist that I didn't even know about.
Oh wow.
That's another story for another day. So everybody, he
Mhm.
spared no one. It was like Sodom
Yes.
and Gomorrah had to burn, and you couldn't turn around or
Yes.
you turn into a pillar of salt.
Yo, just like that. Everybody, God said everybody. And he didn't
Wow.
hesitate.
And how did
No
that make you
hesitations.
feel? Like, I know you said alone.
Oh,
It's like, man, you went from people that you had to tell to go home to I'm all alone. And the thing
yeah,
that
I
came to mind
mourned.
as yeah, thank you. It's a
Yeah,
process. Like we think grief is
yes.
just when someone dies, but the thing we don't realize
Mhm.
is when we're leveling up and we're shedding that old in the pruning season, whether that's the old self, the old people in our lives, you still have to grieve the piece of you that dies.
Yes, yes,
Wow.
yes. I did.
She's
I
oh,
in that moment I cried. Like I cried so hard.
wow.
And I was like, God, I love these people. I
Mm,
love them.
mm,
I love them. Um, it was hard. They didn't understand. I didn't understand. But one thing I appreciate about myself is when I make up my mind about something, I
mm,
make up my mind. And I did
mm,
it while I was hurting.
mm.
Like literally sending the text message crying, leaving the voicemails crying, making the phone calls crying. Um
Wow.
and I looking back, I'm appreciative because the way God blessed me after I did that was
Mm,
crazy. Like
mm.
income doubled in no time. No time my
Wow.
income doubled. Like it was nothing. And I was like, is this a scam? Like what's going on? you
Right?
know? Um, it was just crazy, but just that obedience.
Mm.
So I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, it was hard. It was hard. It was not easy.
And past that, after the morning, after,
Mhm.
going through that season, what was the
Mhm.
first small action that created momentum? Was it just the obedience or was there something after, it was revealed to you and things start cutting off and then the income doubles and you get the immediate, everybody, and then you get the immediate income doubles. It's
Yeah.
like, is it so I'm going to preface my question with this. This
Okay.
season for me has been rest. I've been in corporate, I've been in government. I was a waiter for 15 years. You know my story. But there are things you have to unlearn before you move
Mhm.
into entrepreneurship because you can't bring those old bad habits from your lifestyle, from your corporation, from whatever
Mhm.
you were in before. Like you're not going to survive in this world with those habits. And so God kept saying rest. And I'm like, yeah, God,
Mm.
but what do you do when you rest?
Right. What is that? What is rest?
What is that? What is rest? My brain doesn't even shut off when I'm asleep. I'm laying there
Listen.
and my brain is still like it almost feels like it's ringing because there's ideas and it's like, listen, God, I don't even want to have to sleep. Just let me go all day long. I will do it.
Yes.
Rest, rest.
Yeah.
So so I said all that to say, what's the small action that create? Let me ask it this way: what's a daily habit or system that you have that keeps you
Mm.
moving now?
Wow. Um, that's a good question. I want to be transparent and say that I'm not at the place where I have like a daily thing because I
Mm,
haven't been um like procedure or what people call like rituals or like schedule
mm,
stuff like that.
mm.
That's never been my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like today
Real,
looks different from the next day. It looks
real.
different from the next day. And I think that is normal for me personally.
Mm,
Because neurodivergence here,
mm-hmm.
right? Just but one thing I can say that I will draw back to,
Mm,
right? When I'm feeling a little bit like, okay, I've been so busy and what am I really doing?
Mm.
Um, I come back to, like, if Chat GBT, okay, what was on one of those days where I was really getting it? I was the best of myself, right? What did I tell you I was gonna be doing?
Yes, yes. And
I'm being
ChatGPT
so
will
transparent
provide.
right now,
Yes,
right?
no, for
Like,
real.
what did I say? Like, let's get back on track, right? And then I do
Mm,
that. Okay, this is what I was supposed to be doing. Did I say a little prayer? Lord, keep me focused. You know, keep me focused. What do I need to do right now? I need a couple of quick wins, right? And then I go and I attack it again and I get back on track. So that's something that I
mm,
personally do. And I can't say I'm at the place yet in my life where it's a daily thing. I'm praying to
mm.
get to that place. I
Yeah.
really am, where I have routine. But right now I don't have routine. And it's part of with me moving and having a lot of new things going on too. I don't have like a lot of normalcy right now. But that's one thing I can do that will bring me back, I guess, centered. Is getting back on
Mm,
track, looking at the plan I already set, because I set a plan at some point. Okay, what was that
mm,
plan? What should I have been doing? Let's catch up and let's keep going.
that's so good. And I feel like because you have a purpose, because what you do actually helps solve a problem, that can pull you towards your goal rather than
Yeah.
you having to push yourself. So
Yeah.
the E in the second E in greater is for empower your network or community,
Mm,
right? And so I know myself personally, because I've seen it, you said it, from the time I met you, that was at that moment where you felt the most alone, and we just took you in with open
yeah.
arms. So who empowered you when you couldn't see or believe in yourself?
Mm. Um, I have to say, like, there's been a series, right? It
Mm.
started out with E.T., the hip hop preacher.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, started out with E.T. Watching E.T.'s videos led me to Myron.
Mm.
And when I seen Myron's videos, I just did a deep dive, child. Deep dive. Just deep dive. Just I want to watch everything this man has ever put out ever.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
from that going into the his offer challenge, and from that meeting people from
Mm.
that challenge, and then going to an event, and then entering into the millionaire mastermind community. And
Mm.
now you guys have been just man, it's you guys have become my family, because I don't have a lot of
Mm.
family. I'm the black sheep, right? And so
Mm.
I don't got really have like cousins or the mom I can call, my grandma. I don't have aunties, whatever. So like y'all have literally
Mm.
become my family, and it's like I have somebody to reach out to. I got somebody to hang out with, pull up with. Um, it's been amazing. Talk shop with, right? Talk business, and nobody calls me crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody calls me
Yeah.
crazy here. Everybody understands my big ideas. Everybody believes in it. We're all supportive of one another. It's just been invaluable. It's been invaluable to be in a community like that where there are no limits, right? Like there
Yeah.
are no limits. It's all about what you want to do, because we're taking limits away. It's about what you want to do. Now, how can we support you, right? And what do you need to be doing? And it's exactly what I needed, and I'm thankful for
Mm.
God, for just divine connection, right? And put me in that community.
Amen, girl. That is so good. So this show is for the entrepreneur that is on the either in the trenches in the beginning, or
Mm,
they're at a place where they're stuck and they're ready to pivot, grow, or scale, or they're just, thinking about entrepreneurship and they want to know, like, what is it? What is
mm,
it that I do? How do I do this? How do I step out from that 9 to 5? How do I be courageous and go through this pruning season and all this? Like, I want them to know the down and dirty. But
yeah.
I have I'm gonna leave this last question for you like this. What is one thing you want to say to that entrepreneur today?
Mm. Whew. So I'm not a cookie cutter person, and I would normally apologize in advance, but I'm not going to apologize,
Mm,
because one day you're going to be like, "That's exactly what I needed to hear."
let's go.
But I understand you want to be a business owner because you've been online and it looks amazing. You get to
Mhm,
wake up when you want to. You can take vacations when you want to. You see the people posting videos with the fancy cars and the
mhm.
lifestyle. And I want to be the first to tell you that will not be your life when you decide to make that decision, right? That comes down the line, right? When you be do have, right? You're about to enter
Yes.
into a world of chaos and throw out
Mhm,
what you want to do. Throw out, "Oh, I want my business to be yellow because that's my favorite color." Throw it all away. It's not
mhm,
about what you want. It's not about your what you like, right? Figure
mhm,
out what the marketplace needs and
mhm,
position yourself there. Don't
mhm,
don't do that. Like, don't go into it like, "Oh, I'm girly. I want everything to be pink." Like, it figure out what the marketplace needs and then figure out what meets that, right? So if you decide to become a lawyer, I don't personally know any lawyers with pink in their branding colors. And if I seen that, that would not be my first choice. Now,
right.
could there be a lawyer out there that watched Legally Blonde and took it away? Absolutely. And she might have a super niche market, but that might not be you. Right?
Right.
And so, like, when you are building your business, I really
Mhm,
want you to put away the I wants and really think
mhm,
about what do they need from you? What do they need right now? And if you can do that, if you can put yourself in that place and find an intersection between your passions, right?
mhm,
Something you are passionate about. It might not be your favorite color, whatever, but something you're doing that you're passionate about and what the
mhm,
market wants, you will make money and things will be a whole lot easier for you to build your business. And I'm speaking from a more so from a branding aspect and a marketing aspect because that's what I do.
mhm.
Um, it's just, I'm telling you, it'll be a whole lot easier if you think about what the market wants and what the market needs and go see a need and fill a need. That's it. Just see a
Mm,
need and fill a need.
that is so good. That listen, they're not going to want to hear that. They want that
No,
Lamborghini in the
I
garage.
know.
Hey, I'm just here in front of my Lamborghini, in my seven-figure home. They want that. They want that today. They want that yesterday. They want the
They
beach
want it.
life.
Do you hear me?
Girl, I tried to
Don't
work
we
from the
all?
beach. You know what happens? You ain't got no service on the beach. They don't tell you that part. What are you doing on the beach? Typing on an offline Google Doc? Getting sand in my computer. I gotta go get
Oh
air,
my God.
spray
You know
air
what?
after this. And
I have never once actually thought about that. We all see those pictures, but I've never really thought like, who finna bring a MacBook to the beach? Like,
mm-mm,
who and why? Why would you
mm-mm.
do that? And right, what tower are you tapping into? But we just be liking it on social media, like, oh, I want that to be me.
And it's all marketing, right? It's just like
I
that burger.
know.
They got the burger constructed perfectly on the window of
Gosh,
Burger King or McDonald's.
man, listen.
And then you get it and it looked like two deflated, dry pieces of bread and a flat industry patty that was made in a lab. And you're like, what is this? This looks nothing like it. All the pickles are on one side, all the
I am
uh
screaming.
girl, it's wild. But it works. That's the craziest part is it works. And it's worked forever. So you mentioned Myron, and one thing that comes to mind when you mention him is when you work with human nature, it will work for you, but when you work against it, it'll work against you. And
Mm,
what you do as a marketer is you work with human nature to get people to do things that they already are trying to do, just don't know how to do it yet. And that's the difference
mhm,
between an entrepreneur that's in it for the lifestyle and an entrepreneur that's actually filling a need in the market. So you are trying to help people do something that they need to do for their
mhm.
reasons and not yours. You're not trying to sell them something they don't want, don't need, and can't afford. And that's the difference. Dia, I want to give you an
Yes.
opportunity to tell people how they can be a part of the BIBE Media, how they can be a part of the BIBE Bigger Impact, Bigger Experiences, or Big Impact, Bigger Experiences. I was today years old when I found out that's what it meant, and now I am even more behind this brand, girl.
I
Tell them where they
love
can
it.
find you.
Yes. So you can find me. at bookedbooth.com. That's BOOKEDBOOTH.com. That's a lot of B's and O's. But you can also find me at Dia Morris, DEA, and then last name Morris.com. Might be a little easier. But yeah, I help service-based businesses and event vendors basically show up polished at expos, pop-ups, festivals, whatever, and help you capture quality leads and turn your booths into real profit, get ROI, so you can stop wasting your time and see your investment back from vending at events. And so yeah, you can find me there.
Man, thank you so much for coming on the show. This has been a
Thank you for
pleasure.
having me.
Absolutely. We're going to go out with this cool outro that I've
Uh-oh.
created, and we're going to dance our way out, and then I'll end the recording.
Awesome.
Thank you for tuning into The Greater Journey. This has been your host, Gregory Rutledge, and we will see you in the next video.
Oh.
That's it.
Okay.
Take. Oh.